Hi Year 2, so it's story time with Miss Drayton again, and today it's The Bear Who Stared by Duncan Beattie. Remember, this is one of our favourites as well from Year 2. So, The Bear Who Stared. There was once a bear who liked to stare and stare. See if you can stare. And stare. Every day, Bear emerged from his cave and stared at the first thing he saw. One morning, he stared at a family of ladybirds who were having their breakfast on a small leaf. "What are you staring at?" squeaked the daddy ladybird. "We're trying to have our breakfast in peace." And with that, they scuttled off to find somewhere else to eat. Bear strolled further into the forest and climbed a big tree. He stared at a bird feeding her chicks in their nest. "Can I help you?" asked the bird. Bear did not answer. He just stared. The chicks did not like Bear staring at them. He was putting them off their dinner. "Go on, shoo!" squawked the bird. "Get down on the ground where you belong." Bear climbed back down to the forest floor where he spied a badger's set. He poked his head into the entrance, and I'm sure you can guess what happened next. "Oi, stop gawking!" barked the badger, and he bit poor Bear on his nose. He was a particularly angry badger. And there's Bear with his sore nose. Bear pulled his head from the badger's set with a pop and skulked off, rubbing his sore nose. Before long, Bear found a log to sit on by a large green pond. He sat and pondered by the pond. Bear didn't mean to annoy all the other animals. He was just naturally curious, but too shy to say anything. "I've seen that look before," said a small, croaky voice coming from the pond. Bear looked down and saw a plump little frog. Bear stared at the frog. The frog stared back with his big, goggly eyes. "Not much fun being stared at, is it?" continued the frog. "I suppose not," muttered Bear. "It's just that I don't know what to say to anyone, and before I've had a chance to think, it's too late." Bear stared into the water and saw another bear staring back at him with the same wide, curious eyes. He looked just like Bear in every way, but this bear wobbled and was a strange green colour. Then something extraordinary happened. The green bear blinked, opened his mouth, and his mouth turned into a smile, which turned into a big happy grin. "You see," said the frog, "sometimes a smile is all you need. I may have big, goggly, starey eyes, but I also have the widest smile in the whole forest." Then the frog showed Bear his biggest, widest, happiest smile before diving off into the water. As the frog disappeared, so too did the wobbly green bear. The next day, Bear trudged out of his cave. He saw the ladybird family enjoying their breakfast on a small leaf. The daddy ladybird was just about to gather up their things and leave when Bear said, "Hello," with a big smile on his face. "Oh, hello," replied the daddy ladybird, and he smiled back. Bear strolled happily off into the forest. Bear made lots of new friends that day, and he did not feel the need to stare. Although he did have one new friend who didn't mind Bear staring at him, and he was just as good at staring back. So that was The Bear Who Stared by Duncan Beattie.